Hey guys, welcome to a Yogi's Diary. Today's diary entry is a practice specially for those of you looking to strengthen your lower back. We will of course be doing movements that will help to strengthen the back, but we will also be doing asanas and movements that will help to stretch the lower back out. Stretching is an equally important aspect in keeping the back healthy and fit. So if you're ready, let's begin. Welcome back. So let's begin our session today by chanting Om. So just come into a comfortable seated position. Just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Slowly open your eyes. So we're going to begin our practice today by coming into an extended child's pose. So just come over to one side of your mat, bring your knees together, and then slowly walk your hands forward as you place the head close to the mat. If you're not very comfortable placing the head down, you can even make two fists with your hands, stack them one on top of the other, and then place your forehead on the fists. So let's just begin by tuning into the breath. Just relaxing the entire back. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. As you inhale, feel the entire chest expand. And as you exhale, just feel the body surrendering down towards the mat. As you inhale, try and breathe into the lower back, thinking of creating space and stretching out all the muscles as you breathe in. As you exhale, just feel the hips sinking down towards the mat. Let's take a couple more breaths. And then slowly walk your hands back towards the body. Coming onto your hands and your knees, spreading out your fingers. Check that your wrists are under your shoulders and the knees are open in line with your hip joint. So we're going to start by rocking backward with our hips as if you're trying to sit back but not really sitting all the way down. This just helps to stretch the lower back out a bit and then bring yourself forward again. Again, sitting back very gently, getting a nice stretch in that lower back, creating space, and then slowly come forward again. And again, gently sitting back. Reach that point, and you'll know when you reach the point, you'll feel a really nice stretch in the lower back. Hold it there. Try and breathe into that, and then come forward again. So that twice more. And again, going down. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Maybe draw your abdomen in just a bit. And then slowly come back. Last time. Slowly going back. Staying there. And then slowly come back. All right. Now we're going to make a few circles with our hips. So the way I like to imagine it is that imagine your hips, your buttocks are a big piece of chalk and you've got a blackboard behind you and you're making circles with your buttocks. So visualize joining 4 points, top, bottom, to the right and to the left. So soft elbows, take your hips to the left, lift them up, take them to the right and drop them down. Left, up, to the right and down. To the left, feel the stretch in each of these points as you reach them. Maybe exaggerate the movement just a little bit. You can do 3 to 5 circles in one direction. And then you can reverse the directions. Now I'm going to do the opposite side. So take your hips to the right, up towards the ceiling, which basically is a slight arch, to the left, and drop the hips down, rounding the lower back. To the right, up, to the left, and down. Right, up, left, down. So this just isolates the lower back and takes it in all 4 different directions. Really helps to loosen it out if there's any tightness or soreness. All right, now from here, we're going to take the right leg back and come onto our toes for the right foot. And then think of lowering the right heel towards the mat. Of course, it's not going to touch the mat, but it really gives a good stretch to the back of the leg, definitely to the calves. And some of you might even feel it right here in your hamstring. So just lower it down as low as you can take it. Maybe even give a few pulses if you like. And then lift the leg and take it across the body to the left side of the body. And then see if you can lower the right heel over there as well. Just for an added stretch, if you feel like, you can just turn back and look at the foot and focus on lowering that heel. You'll feel a nice stretch on the right side of your hip. And then slowly lift the leg. Take it all the way to the opposite side. So taking it to the right side and the outside of the mat. And again, work on lowering the right heel towards the mat. Now from here, move that foot forward enough that the knee and the heel of the foot are in one line. And keep that foot nice and flat. And then walk your hands forward like you do for a downward facing dog. And then just stretch over there. Breathe. Maybe lower the hips just a wee bit. Relaxing the shoulders. Pressing into the outside edge of that right extended foot. And then slowly come back onto your hands and bring the leg back to the center, bending the knee. So the opposite leg. So take the left leg back, come onto your toes, nice and high, and then start to lower the heel down. Just sensing that little stretch that happens in the calves, in the calf muscle, and right up maybe into the hamstring. Maybe pulse just a bit. And then prepare to lift the leg and take it across to the right side of your body. And try and lower that heel down. As you do that, gently turn the head if you want and look at the foot. Breathe into the stretch that you're feeling on the right side. And then lift the leg and bring it across all the way to the left side of your body. Lowering that heel down. Now flatten the foot. Walk the foot forward just enough so that the heel of this foot and the knee are in one line. And then walk your hands forward as if you're going into a downward facing dog. Relaxing the shoulders and sit the hips back just a little. Breathe into that stretch. Try and press into the outer edge of the foot. And then come back onto your hands, lift the leg, bring it back to the center and bend the knees. Checking that the knees are still open. We're going to do a few cat and cows just to engage the entire back. So dropping the head down, lift the spine up, rounding the entire back. And then as you inhale, arch the back. See if you can draw your chest forward. And again, as you exhale, round the back. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Just a couple more. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And inhale, arch. All right, now from here, we're going to do the bird dog position, which is basically you're going to lift your right arm up. So palm facing the left side. Check that your wrist is in line with your shoulder, drawing the abdomen in just a bit. Very slowly lift your left leg up, just enough that the foot and the hip are at the same height. Hold it there. And then slowly bring your hand and your knee down. Opposite side, lift the left arm forward. Take your right leg back. Foot in line with the hip. Try and keep your hips square and engage your abdominal muscles just a little bit. Shoulder away from the ear. And exhale, bring it down. Let's do one more set. Lift your right arm up. Lift the left leg up. Hold it there. Breathe. And exhale, bring it down. Take your left arm up, right leg up, draw the abdomen in, and exhale, bringing it down. So before we prepare for our next position, I'm just going to ask you to again work on isolating the lower back and the hips. And what we're going to do is a pelvic tilt while we're still in this position. So just the lower back and the hips are going to tilt. You're going to basically tilt your pelvic girdle. This is an anterior pelvic tilt. And then this is a posterior pelvic tilt. So let's just do this a few times. So if you notice, my middle and upper back are very stable. I'm just working on my lower back and hips. So it's like you're arching the lower back, pointing the sit bones up, and then you're rounding it as if you're a little dog with a tail, tucking it under between your legs. Let's do a couple more. This really feels good if you're stiff in your lower back. Helps to stretch it out, open it out. All right, and then come back. Okay, so now we're going to prepare for our first downward facing dog. So take one leg back, spread out your fingers, take the other leg back, and go into your downward facing dog. You can open your feet up as wide as your hips and try not to press into the heel of the palm. Relax your shoulders away. Stay here. And since this is our first down dog, you can maybe even just pedal out the legs, which again helps to stretch out the hamstring as well as the lower back. And then come to a still position. Now we're going to prepare to bring the right foot forward. So take a big step and bring your right foot all the way forward next to your right hand for the low lunge, my favorite position, variation of the Anjaneya asana. So you can stay on your fingertips or your flat, or keep your hands flat and drop the head back gently. Focusing on lowering the left thigh down towards the mat. So this movement really helps to open up your hip flexors, your hip joint. Breathe. And then from here, you're going to go into a half split or Ardha Hanumanasana. So I straighten up my front leg, just check that the foot is in line with your hip joint. Come onto your fingertips and drop the head down. Breathe over here. Maybe even lower the hips down a bit, just to intensify that stretch in the hamstring, the muscle behind your thigh. And again, walk forward, come onto the front foot again. Roll your shoulders back. And again, teeny tiny steps with your fingers as you go back, flexing the front foot, relaxing the head down, maybe sitting the hips down just a bit. And walk yourself forward for the last time. So you're going to stay here and we're going to do a gentle twist. So you're going to bring your left hand flat on the mat and you're going to sweep the right arm all the way up, turn the head and look up at the hand. If it's accessible to you, you could even drop your arm back and look all the way back, really opening that right chest up, wing up, and the chest up. And then exhale, bring the hand down. We're going to go back into our downward facing dog. So straighten the left leg. Take a big step with your right leg back. Drop the head down, coming into the down dog. Staying very still for a good 3 to 5 breaths. Remember, this position is really good to lengthen out your spine. So think of extending the spine all the way from the tailbone, right through the neck and out through the top of your head, the crown of the head. Remember to relax your shoulders away from the ears, drawing your abdomen in, lifting your hips up. Breathe. Now preparing to bring the left foot forward, take a big step and bring your left foot all the way forward. Right knee comes down. Roll the shoulders back. Low lunge, looking up. If it's uncomfortable for you to look up, you can always look forward. But really work on lunging those hips down towards the mat. Helps to open up the hips further. Breathe. And then slowly straighten the front leg, coming into your Ardha Hanumanasana. On your fingertips or flat hands, drop the head down. Breathe into that stretch in your hamstring. Relax your shoulders away. Maybe sit the hips down just a bit. So you feel a nice opening in your lower back. And then again, walk your hands forward, come back onto your front foot, pressing that foot into the mat, rolling the shoulders back. One last time, straighten the front leg, flex the front foot and relax your head down. So if you're not very comfortable with flat hands, feel free to be on your fingertips. Try and sit the hips down just a wee bit. Focus on really flexing that front foot. And then walk your hands forward, back onto the front foot. So we're going to prepare for our twist. Flatten out your right hand on the mat. You can spread out your fingers. And then sweep your left arm all the way up, looking at that hand. Really opening your left wing up, roll that shoulder back. And if it's accessible to you, maybe drop the arm back, just falling back with your left side shoulder. Breathe. And then gently bring your hand back down. Preparing to go back into my down dog. Curl the toes for the leg at the back. Right leg goes back. And drop the head down. And drawing the abdomen in. Think of pressing the entire back of the leg towards the wall behind you. Really lifting your hips up. Lengthening the spine. And then slowly bring your body weight forward onto your arms and come all the way down onto your abdomen. Bring the forehead down, just take a couple of breaths over here. So we're going to prepare for Sarpasana or the snake pose. And we're going to be doing 3 of these. So press the tops of the feet into the mat. Take your arms behind you and interlace your fingers. Drop the forehead down. And as you inhale, lift the head, the chin, the chest, and then extend those arms back as you press into the tops of the feet. Think of lengthening your head forward and up, and exhale down. And again, take a deep breath. Inhale, lifting the head, the chest, and extend the arms back. Reach back for the wall behind you. And exhale down. One last time. Take a deep breath. And inhale, lifting up. Drop the head back. And slowly come back down. Put your hands under your shoulders just to relax. Right now, bring your arms just outside, keeping your elbows at a 90-degree angle. So bring your hands flat on the floor, outside of the mat. And then bend your left knee, as if you're trying to bring the knee towards the elbow. Lift yourself up, take your right arm from under the body and place it on the knee, on top of the knee, as you roll onto your back for a gentle spinal twist. So the left arm is still in the same position where your elbow is at a 90-degree angle. Breathe. And think of moving that hip away from the left elbow. Couple of breaths over here. And then get your left hand back down on the mat, right hand on the mat. So you're back on your chest. Arms are out again. And this time preparing for the other leg. So bring your right knee up towards the right elbow. And then lift yourself up gently. Bring your left hand on top of that right knee as you turn and face up towards the ceiling. Moving the hip away from the elbow. You can use your hand to gently press that knee down. Breathe. And then slowly continue on your back. So we're not going back onto our chest. Just turn over and come onto your back. Hug both the knees towards the chest. Give yourself a nice tight hug. And then holding your thighs with both your hands, we're just going to rock back and forth on the back. So take your feet over the head and sit up. Let's do about 5 of these rolls. It's a lovely massage for the entire back. One last time. And then sitting up. All right. So we're going to be preparing now for a forward bend, Paschimottanasana. And what you're going to do is you're going to get your legs together. You're going to keep the feet flexed. And you're going to lift your arms up. So as you inhale, you're going to lift up. We're going to be holding this position for a good 5 to 7 breaths. So I'll just show you what you're going to do and we can do it together. So as you inhale, you will lift. And as you exhale, I want you to think of lengthening your back right from here, from the base of your spine, or think of hinging from your hip. And then as you go forward, you're going to hold wherever you can on your legs. Could be your thighs, your knee, your calf, maybe your toes. So as I always say, try and keep the ego aside. It doesn't have to be about holding the toes. This is really about feeling the stretch right along your hamstring. And you want to keep your knees very straight. If you're going to be holding your toes and you're going to bend your knees, then you might as well not do it. Because the purpose of it is to stretch the hamstring out, right? So we're going to hold this for 5 breaths. So as you inhale, lift up, nice long waist. As you exhale, hinge forward, don't round your back. Think of reaching as forward as you can, wherever that is. and then hold whichever part of your leg you comfortably can. Now, once you're in this position, think of scooping that abdomen in, draw it up towards the spine, and also think of bringing your abdomen very close to the thighs. And once you're in your position, just drop the head down gently. Focus on pressing the back of the knee down so you can feel that stretch in your hamstring. And now we're going to use the breath to hold the position and go deeper in this position. So with every inhalation, think of lengthening your spine forward, a tiny bit of a movement, which might not be visible to others. And with every exhalation, allow your body to surrender down towards the mat. So inhale, lengthening forward from the base of your spine. As you exhale, allow yourself to go down. Let gravity pull you down. Inhale, lengthening forward. Exhale down. Inhale forward. You'll feel a nice stretch in your hips, the hamstrings. You'll feel the lower back opening up, stretching. Keep breathing. Allow your body to just relax down. Deep breaths. And then reach forward with your arms as you lift your arms all the way up. And exhale, release the arms to the side. We're going to lie down for our last position, the bridge or Setu Bandhasan. So bend your knees, get your feet parallel to each other. If any of you have soreness in your knees or weak knees, then feel free to turn the toes outward and open your feet wider. That way you'll put less pressure on your knees. Otherwise you can keep them parallel. Hands, arms parallel, just about touching your feet. As you inhale, lift the pelvis up and then slowly start to lift your back up, one vertebra at a time, all the way up. So high up that you can come onto your shoulders and maybe tuck the shoulders under your back. And stay there. If this is accessible to you, see if you can interlace your fingers. Get your arms under the back. Press your interlaced hands into the mat. Pressing into the big toe and lifting up higher. Focus on a few deep breaths. And see if you can lift your sternum up or your chest up towards the chin for a deeper back bend. Separate out your hands, untuck your shoulders, and then very slowly paste your back down, one vertebra at a time, all the way down, and release. Straighten out your legs, bring your feet to the edges of the mat, palms facing up. And we're just going to relax in this position in Shavasana for a few breaths. If you'd like to continue relaxing once I have sat up, you can do that. Just close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. Taking a few deep abdominal breaths. And when you feel ready, you can gently move your fingers and your toes. Join your legs and your feet. Turn over to one side. Just lie there for a couple of moments. And then slowly sitting up, coming into a cross-legged position. We're going to end our practice by chanting Om. Let's keep the back nice and long. Keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namah Shivaya. And you can slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much for coming to practice with me today. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share this video, and do save this video so it's easily accessible to you whenever you need to practice and help strengthen your back. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and stay happy, stay healthy, keep practicing.